Welcome to Fringe Fanatics with Chad Lee and Chris Zane.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We have breached the century mark. It is episode 101 of Fringe Fanatics. I am Chris Zane.
And I am Chad Lee. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in. We came in a little hot there on the mics. I turned it down a little bit.
I just realized that. That sounded a little weird.
A little hot.
It's like a college course, man.
Yeah.
Episode 101.
Yeah.
Fringe Fanatics 101. We're just teaching you about sports over here.
But we are here. It's good to be here. We are looking forward to what's next.
We're back to basics, drinking some whiskey while we do this.
Whiskey.
Got the Breckenridge going.
The Breckenridge.
I had to dip into the Basil Hayden last week. I know it. I was like, I know this is meant for the podcast, but it's really good. I'll get some more.
No, it's all good, man. Drink it up. Drink it up. Look at us with our whiskey and our ice balls.
I know, ice balls, dude.
Balls on balls on balls.
Colorado, that comes around. Well, look at that bubble. Damn, fucking science.
Oh, dude.
Dude, we always make it 30 seconds before we cuss. We're never going to get the...
No.
Yeah.
It is
It's always going to be a over 18 podcast.
We're going to hope for a lot of ad revenue because we're not going to make much off of YouTube, unfortunately. But... nonetheless, follow us and subscribe on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all things social media.
And Twitch. We really appreciate you guys tuning into the episode 100 last week. We had a good amount of viewers through Twitch. It was great to see everybody commenting, chatting throughout the Twitch streams. So we appreciate you guys tuning in.
It's always nice.
Yeah, I know this is a live podcast, so things do get a little wild. So I do recommend tuning in live. Nobody's really got anything else going on a Tuesday night. So
we tried to pick a good time when we're like, what are you really doing right now?
Yeah, exactly.
5:30 to 7 on a Tuesday night. I mean,
no Monday night football.
Yeah,
no
we're ready to talk about
football.
All the happenings, all the things that went down.
Yep.
This week we mentioned we have Justin Graver joining us from the Music City Audible Titans podcast.
That's true.
And also producer extraordinaire of the new #1 NFL podcast, I believe, on most platforms, Heed the Call, which is nice.
Is it #1?
I thought I heard something about that. It was #1 already.
I know it's really high up there. Yeah. That's cool.
So
look at us, dude. We're literally getting on the producer of the #1
Dan
NFL
is next, man.
I know. Mark Sessler, get us, dude.
Come on.
Have you ever heard any of the soliloquies that Mark Sessler goes on sometimes?
Beautiful
man?
word there. I
love it, dude.
Yeah.
It's great. It's almost like saying slimy.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. It's like, is that sexual? Did he just come on to me? I don't know.
Might have.
A soliloquy? What
dude,
are you going to do to me?
He's like this crazy writer that when they do these segments, he just takes it and has fun with it. I mean, ask Justin about it. It's insane where he'll take it and go off and talk about aliens or God knows what.
I will ask Justin
It's
about
like he should write a fiction book. It is great. Yeah, we should bring it up.
We might have to.
We're doing a new thing now. Chris, I want you to take this one because you found this story.
Yeah, hold on. I'm losing my microphone over here.
Don't want it to fall off, man.
No, I'm about to lose it.
First, we need a cheers. It's going to start melting.
Okay. Well, episode 101. Cheers to you, sir.
Cheers to
Cheers
you.
to each and every one of you.
All right.
Knocking on the table to lock it in and take the sippers.
Let's go. Damn, that's good, man. Good old Breckenridge.
You could taste the snow melt.
We really want you guys to respond to our invitation to sponsor us.
Yeah, come on, guys. We're already drinking it. We're paying you.
It's literally been about a year and a half. Still waiting.
Give us a little bit back here, you know?
Caramelly. Very caramelly. Caramel.
Caramel, yeah. When you're drinking whiskey, it's not caramel, it's caramel. Notes of caramel and oak toasted.
It is kind of oakish. I can see that. Look at us sounding like connoisseurs. Bullshit.
Let it swash over your palate.
As we drink nothing but PBR as we grew up.
And I'm drinking a fucking Voodoo Ranger hardcore iced tea. Hell yeah.
I was drinking
me and the guy we look alike, though.
You very much do. I think that's why you buy it.
Sometimes. I
get it, man. Hey, we are calling around 5:45, so we should, with 5:45, so we should...
let's do our weekends real quick.
Yeah, let's do that, man. You had a show Sunday night. I want to hear about that.
It was pretty good, man. I was thoroughly surprised. So Andrew's neighbor, Trong, not Tron, the movie or the game, Trong, has gotten, I guess he found out that if you just reach out to your city they'll give you grants to do this shit. So
like a block party.
Yeah. So he did that, and
I heard it's pretty cheap too. It's not much.
Well, I don't need. Well, they gave him money to do it, so I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's fucking cool.
They gave him money to get food and drinks and pay us, which was nice.
Hell yeah.
We made more doing that than most shows we play. So I was like, hey, we just paid for our rent for the month.
Seriously.
Hell yeah. But it was cool, man. Unfortunately, rain came in about 5, and we were supposed to start at 6. And it was raining pretty good, and I was like, oh, no, man, I don't know if we're going to be doing this because it's coming down pretty good, and ended up clearing up, stopped raining about 5:30. We got set up, started setting up about 6. By 6:30, we were getting ready to play. Started playing. We were going to break the set in half because he wanted to do like a little intermission so people could go get, like, I guess they were having ice cream or something. Some of the kids were going to dole out ice cream, but we get through like 3 songs, and I look up, and I'm like, that kind of looks like a cop car down the street there, because we literally blocked the street off. We were playing in the street, like facing down, like the south. We were facing south on the street, so we blocked off both sides. Apparently, somebody called the cops on us, either for the noise or the fact the street was blocked. So the cops showed up, but they let us keep going. They're like, just finish before 8 and get out of here. And we're like, cool. But yeah, it was pretty fun. Had a good time. Bunch of people danced. Some little girl was having a hell of a time just partying.
That's cool, man.
Ended up tearing her dress off in one of our songs. Her dad had to come and grab her, and I was like, I didn't even see that happen. He's like, my daughter ripped her dress off. She was like 3 years old.
Yeah, she must have just been like having a good time.
The rock and roll compels you, man. You know what I mean?
No matter what age.
Sometimes the clothes come off.
Wow.
But yeah, it was pretty fun. We had a real good time. Other than that, this weekend, Saturday, laid low. Just kind of, we watched Booty Call.
Oh my God!
Old classic movie.
That is a classic.
Could not be made today, I don't think, but it was really good. One of the guys playing the like Middle Eastern store owners, or one of the guys working at the store where they keep going to get condoms. It's definitely a white guy playing like a Middle Eastern dude.
Yeah.
And it's like
very popular back then.
Hank Azaria would have an issue with that nowadays. But yeah, other than that, just kind of laid low. We did bring the dogs to the block party, which is cool. They got a little play date with Flapjack, Andrew's Basset Hound, so that was nice. But yeah, other than that, pretty good weekend. Watched the Broncos lose as I went around on Sunday. I actually thought the Chiefs lost. That's why I was talking shit. And I said something about them losing. I didn't even. Last I saw, they were down a field goal. You know me.
Yep.
But yeah, they won, so it is what it is.
Yeah, but, pretty controversial.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah,
you guys can't get a win without everybody giving you shit.
Dude,
it's really funny.
Before being a Chiefs fan, like if a father or anything like that's going to introduce his son to being a Chiefs fan, the first thing he needs to do is take him to like a pediatrician. Yeah, being like, all right, let's consult your doctor to make sure your heart's okay to watch the Chiefs. I mean, even like if it's an old person or anything like that,
you got to make sure.
Every single game is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Well, Travis Kelce's really screwing me, and I'm having issues with that. I'm wanting him to just quit starring in TV shows and every single commercial.
Dude.
I'm really sick of seeing Taylor Swift all the time. I'm like, maybe we should focus on Travis Kelce not catching balls, or I mean, doesn't get many thrown to him right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sucking. But other than
I know, man. Yeah, it's not looking good for Travis right now. But the offense needs to get clicking.
But we'll get into that more later. Tell me about your weekend.
Well, I was bachelor this weekend. She went back home to visit some family. So Friday night, I watched the new Mad Max Furiosa movie.
How was it?
It was okay. Not stellar.
Okay.
Yeah, just okay. The first one was way better.
The first one was really good.
You got Tom Hardy in it, Charlize Theron. This one, I think they tried to like maybe match it with Chris Hemsworth and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Doing a really funny Australian accent, by the way.
Him?
Chris Hemsworth, yeah.
He is Australian.
I know, but I feel like it's a really funny like caricature of an Australian
accent. Yeah, because it was like he was trying to just do a voice for the movie.
Yeah.
And it just like...
you should just talk Australian normally.
I don't... He just doesn't really... Hey, mate. I don't think he really works as a bad guy. It didn't really like kind of match, and I didn't really like buy Anya as Furiosa. I don't know. I was kind of let down from it. The action and everything like that was just kind of like almost over the top, which is insane for a George Miller movie or whatever his name is. But I want to move on from that because I would probably rate that like a 5.5 out of 10. That's like how mediocre it was. Really, Ferrari. I watched that with I know, dude. Star Wars Adam Driver. Yes, I know. I couldn't remember his name forever.
Great name for a Ferrari movie. By the way.
No kidding. Driver. I didn't think about it. Excellent movie, man. I had no idea the history of that whole story. Yeah. How he lost his son, the wife, and everything like that. Just fantastic movie, man. It was a long movie and everything like that, but the scenes of the cars racing. The sound in it, getting my sound bar hooked up was a total game changer. That's really what makes, especially movies like that where you hear these loud cars just like zooming by,
coming by you.
It was awesome. Definitely recommend watching Ferrari. That was really cool. But that's pretty much it. Saturday was a perfect weekend for her to go visit family because she doesn't really watch the UFC fights. She would have been very distraught running away from the TV during the Dumont and Aldana fight, where one of them, I don't think the ref caught it, took an axe to her head.
Yeah, it literally looked like Chad put it the best way. It looked like an axe wound. Her forehead split like halfway up and then goes down and like into her eye socket and across her nose.
About an inch deep, too.
And then she had another cut on her eyelid.
I don't know how she survived it, how she didn't bleed out. Man.
Well, they showed she posted a picture.
Up?
Yeah, I was like, dude, that is not.
That's a good doctor right there, man.
It's just like this. There's no way she's not just gonna have a gnarly scar on her face.
It's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's gonna look like
she was from Mad Max.
Yeah, pretty much.
But man, so it was just perfect where I just had a great, bachelor's night, whatever, bachelor for the night, whatever, where I had some Dos Equis, threw some wings on, and watching the Sphere just hypnotized me. It was fantastic.
Being there would have been nuts, dude. I was still like the fighters and shit. I was like, I don't know how they're like not just like
dude, watching Joe Rogan,
man.
All the memes where he's just looking up and then the other commentators are talking and he's just like, these animals ain't shit. Oh man,
he's like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be commentating right now.
Oh man, it was fantastic. But then Sunday she came back. We went to State House. I watched the Chiefs game there with her. That was the first time we watched the Chiefs game over at State House. I got a little rowdy. I definitely found out
why. Did you embarrass yourself?
No.
You need to go to Don's? Did you find out why you need to go to Don's?
No, because the Chiefs have really taken over Colorado. Everywhere we go, there's Chiefs fans everywhere.
There was when the Seahawks were good for a few years. The 12 was everywhere.
Yeah, but the difference is we've been good for like 7-8 years now. 8 years in a row. 8 years.
They all come here, people, because misery sucks.
I don't think you understand that Chiefs Kingdom spreads everywhere. Number one selling jersey in Germany. But
that's because that's your guys' region.
Germany Nazis, is that what you're
No, it's the NFL gave you guys that region. That's why you guys play in Germany. The Broncos have Mexico. There's another team that has
But
Mexico.
We played in Mexico.
I know you guys played in Mexico, but the Broncos...
So that's not making any sense.
Dude, if you go and look into it, they're probably now not going to have an international team. They're just going to start having international games, and they're going to divvy up sections of the world for individual teams.
All right.
The Broncos and another team, and I think maybe one more team, have Mexico and South America.
I'll have to look up what's the number one selling jersey in Mexico then, because
it doesn't matter what it is. It's just they have the rights to go and like distribute there.
Right, but then you just said that's why we are selling most jerseys in Germany. But I bet Patrick's are probably selling the most in Mexico too.
Maybe.
So that's what I'm saying. We're just everywhere. We go to State House. There's a ton of fans there.
Of course.
Yeah, and so. But that's what I'm saying. I had like 4 margaritas, so I was feeling a little too good. I don't know. We're going to call him here in a second. But there was a guy that had on this stupid fucking shirt to where if you're going to spend money on this, like, I don't like the Raiders, but I'm not going to spend money on a shirt that's like going to make a point on the shirt to talk shit out. It was one of those shirts from, you remember like 10 years ago that was like keep calm and whatever.
Oh, keep calm and carry on. Yeah.
Stupid ass shit like that. And it said, keep calm and hate the Chiefs. Like, that's what that's pathetic, dude.
I like it.
You would think like you would have a shirt that would just like be about the Broncos or anything like that. So the minute we hit the field goal to win, a bunch of Chiefs fans jumped up and cheered, and I just like jumped up and I was like, I love your shirt, man. Yeah. Dude, he left immediately. I was just like, all right, that was probably too much. I should probably like calm down a little bit. But that is why we watched a lot.
We've all got to have those moments.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get Justin Graver on the phone.
Let's do it.
I will let you take the reins on this one.
All right, man. I'm excited to have this one on.
Yes, here we go. Whew.
Hello?
Hello, Justin.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, man. We got Chad here, and
Chris is here as well. Good to have you on, man. Thank you for hopping on with us again. We appreciate it greatly.
Yes, we're very honored, man. Thanks for coming back.
Of course. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for asking me back.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for making us feel like you really wanted to come here. That's nice.
I know. We appreciate it. We know you're a busy man. You got a lot going on. You got the Music City Audible podcast, and now Heed the Call is just taking off. It's huge. I just listened to the most recent episode of Music City today where you guys recapped that episode. I know that was recapped that last game. I know that was probably a little tough, but you guys did a great job breaking it down, and it kind of helped me kind of decipher what to kind of talk about for it. So let's get into it, man. We got the Titans right now. Without sounding too brash about it, Will Levis and the Titans, they're either trying to win or make the best bloopers highlight reel possible. But it's pretty good. It's entertaining. What are you taking from it so far? We've got Will Levis making a couple of mistakes, and the two punt blocks in a row, 2 games in a row. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I think the Titans are playing well for like 80% of both of these games that they've played so far. But the 20% where they're not playing well is so bad that it's costing them the game. I mean, the Titans have allowed the fewest total yards in the entire NFL. So the defense is playing really well. They are one of just 3 defenses to not force a turnover yet. And despite that, they are number 9 in defensive DVOA. So DVOA, heavily influenced by turnovers. To be all the way up at number 9 without having forced one yet, that's pretty incredible and says a lot about the performance of the defense. Now, they do have a recovered fumble that was on a muffed kickoff, but the defense has not forced a turnover. So one side of the ball is playing really well. Now, they were not able to close out games here, either game. I mean, they closed out the Bears pretty well. All of the Bears touchdowns came on the blocked punt, the interception return. But the Jets, obviously, at the end of that game, Aaron Rodgers makes a really clutch drive. I guess not even at the end of the game, but to go take the lead, and then the Titans can't pull it out. So all in all, I think there's a lot of positive encouragement. Now, when you're sitting at 0-2, 2 weeks into the season with a quarterback who's made 2 really, really boneheaded plays that have essentially cost you games, it's hard to feel encouraged. But there are encouraging signs there, and it really feels like a team that has a ton of new pieces on both sides of the ball under a first-time head coach who is also a first-time play caller, with a first-time defensive coordinator, and a second-year quarterback who's only started 11 games. Like, this is kind of what we should have expected, I think,
definitely,
from the Titans to start the season.
Yeah. I mean, let's look into this defense. I just saw around 2:00 you had tweeted this retweeted this good stat from Jordan Dajani, if that's how you say his last name. But from CBS Sports Research, like you said, they've allowed the fewest yards by an 0-2 team since the 1994 Cardinals. That's unreal. Nobody would have expected this, especially from an 0-2 team and the mistakes that the Titans have made. Everybody's forgetting about the defense right here. And I'm taking a look at this, kind of really missing my boy L'Jarius Sneed because he held Garrett Wilson to one carry to 5 yards, and then, 4 catches for 57 yards. Pretty average day.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson, I mean, he got 3 for 1 and beat him. He had a potential touchdown to Alan Lazard there. I think L'Jarius Sneed was in coverage on 2, or maybe I'm thinking of the Bears game. There was one play where he got beat deep that would have been a touchdown, but the quarterback overshot it. So overall, I think L'Jarius Sneed has played very well. I mean, up to expectation for the Titans. He's been really hard on himself. He said he needs to be better. He said his standard that he holds himself to is allowing 0 catches. So obviously that's basically an impossible task with the receivers in today's NFL. But you'd love to hear that. But all in all, I think all the pieces they brought in on this defense have performed up to or exceeded expectations so far. And that includes guys like Kenneth Murray, who the fan base was really down on because obviously he was seen as a first-round bust in Los Angeles. And he comes into Tennessee and he's played well through 2 games. Ernest Jones, the linebacker they traded for from the Rams, has been awesome. He was the Titans' highest-graded player according to PFF on Sunday. Tavondre Sweat, the rookie second-round pick, a lot of questions about his weight and his conditioning and can he rush the passer. He has been a force inside and everything that Titans fans hoped he could be and more. So I think all these pieces, and obviously Snead, Chidobe Awuzie, like all these pieces are coming together really well on defense, and Denard Wilson has been playing at a high level. Right now, I mean, you played Caleb Williams, who we've seen struggle 2 games in a row now. So hard to know if that game was more a product of playing a bad rookie quarterback who needs to get his feet under him. Not saying Caleb will be bad, but right now he is. Yeah. And then Aaron Rodgers coming off the Achilles, like very low depth of target, not really challenging the defensive backs with the deep ball so much. So we'll see how this unfolds, but through 2 weeks, Titans fans have to be extremely happy with the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and you just have to think with, the way defense goes, eventually those turnovers are going to come to you. I mean, the ball's going to start rolling your way eventually. I mean, the big story coming out of that game, though, was Brian Callahan and Will Levis, and obviously, what was seen when he was coming off the field, and Brian Callahan's basically asking, like, what the fuck are you doing? When he basically threw that ball was as a backward pass to Tajay Spears, and it's like Chad said, it's kind of looking like what's the best word for it? Just blooper reel out there, and it's still kind of going on as he kind of doubled down on that again today, basically saying, like, I don't regret what I said, but, it was a dumb play. Like, what are you going to do? And he did that last week, too. I said Will Levis, with just the additions they made in terms of wide receiver, was going to have a good year this year, and I still think he's going to. It's very early. Yeah. We are seeing lots of teams just struggle right now as we're basically in, like, preseason 2.0 as we get the beginning of the season going. But how are you guys feeling about Will Levis? I understand it's 2 games, but is there a little bit of worry there in the Titans fandom?
I think it depends on who you ask. There is certainly a section of Titans fans who already think he should be benched or thought he should have been benched after that fumble. I think that's a smaller section. There is probably a large middle group that feels like very cautiously, I don't know, maybe I'm not using the right words, cautiously unoptimistic, like caution with the side of maybe he can still be the guy, but I'm leaning towards he is not going to be the guy and that this is just who he is. And then there's an even smaller section of positive fans who are like, look, it's 2 weeks in a new offense, his 5th offensive coordinator in the last 5 years. It's week 2. He's got a ton of new pieces. The offensive line, he's been pressured at the highest rate of any quarterback in the NFL. Over 50% of his dropbacks, he's faced pressure. So let's give him some time and see if he can get his feet under him and figure out how to play in this offense. And Brian Callahan is going to make adjustments that play to Levis' strengths. We saw him do that in Cincinnati in Joe Burrow's rookie year when they opened up with a very West Coast McVay-esque offense. And then after a couple of weeks of struggling, they started to install a bunch of concepts that LSU used for Joe Burrow when he was in college, and suddenly you see Joe Burrow's rookie year take off up until the unfortunate injury. I think you're going to see something similar in Tennessee. Brian Callahan installed the offense that he wants to run, obviously with input from his coaching staff, from Will Levis throughout training camp. But as we get into the actual games here, he's going to make adjustments, and Levis is going to understand what he likes and where he struggles more too, and they're going to work together to make the offense better. So that's the camp I fall into, is like, I don't know if Will Levis is going to be the guy, the franchise quarterback guy. But if he didn't make these 2 absolutely idiotic plays in these 2 games, the pick 6 where he's like pitching the ball right into a defender's stomach, And then this one in the last game where he just turns around and throws it backwards to Tajay Spears with no hope for anything to actually happen in a good way there. If you take those two plays out, like he's played two good games. I wouldn't say great games. I wouldn't say bad games.
19 for 28.
But that's the problem. I mean, I broke down. He was under pressure on 21 dropbacks on Sunday, which was 60% of his dropbacks, which was like the highest rate any quarterback has been pressured in like 5 years or something like that.
Jeez.
So that was a very not ideal situation to try to play quarterback in your 11th start in a new offense with new weapons all around you. So I broke down every single one of those 21 plays on the Music City Audible channel, and I found that more often than not, Will Levis is making a quick decision, and most of the time it is the right decision. Now, there are 3 or 4 plays in there where he makes the wrong decision, and the one play where he makes a baffling decision that you just can't ever make. So, like, you can't just remove those 2 plays because those 2 plays changed the game. But if he can eliminate the boneheadedness and just play a little more free and loose and stop thinking so much, which I think is going to happen with more time in the offense, I still think he can have a successful season. And I do think we'll have our answer by the end of the season if he is the guy or not. Now, if these boneheaded plays keep happening once a game or even once every 3 games or even once every 5 games, like, these are plays that can literally, they just can never, ever happen. Yeah. And now we have 2 in 2 weeks. So I guess it's all sort of TBD, but I'm still encouraged with most of the plays that he's making. It's those handful of terrible plays that definitely give you pause, though.
Hey, I'm right there with you. You got to stay positive. And it's just like I was saying, I mean, the beginning of the season now is going to be so touch and go with just the lack of actual football being played before the season starts. I'm in the same boat being a Broncos fan with Bo Nix. Like, it's like we're riding with him through the rest of this year. You know, let's ride, you know. Hashtag Russell Wilson. But and it's just like you got to let these guys learn on the fly, unfortunately. And it's just a bummer when the rest of the team is also rusty going into the start of the season. So I do feel like once, you know, everybody gets more into football shape and things are a little bit more put together, I think he's going to be okay. But yeah, it's definitely a bummer to have him just make these just terrible decisions. But I feel you. I've seen Bo Nix throw some pretty terrible interceptions this year so far too. So
hey, and we've seen it from the best too. I watched Patrick Mahomes throw a total boneheaded interception in that Bengals game. But like you said, I think we should focus, and we shouldn't just like focus in on all the bad. There was a lot of good that we saw on your podcast. You brought up a really good throw that he had to Pollard where he did that wheel route and he hit him right in the hole before he got to the safety. He got lit up pretty good, but then they did call a foul for that hit. But man, that was a dot that he laid in there. And, you know, if you see signs of that, it's you know, a good sign going forward that, okay, if you can eliminate those boneheaded things, like you said, it's like as long as we could get that dumb out of him, then there's hope for the future.
Yeah, and that play, I mean, those are the kind of plays that both frustrate you and excite you because it's like I see the talent. He makes the right read. He puts the ball right in the only place it can be caught, pinpoint dot. But then the other plays happen, and I think where it leads me to feel is that, yes, these frustrating plays, it's frustrating because he makes these plays and then he stops making the plays, but I'd rather have a quarterback that can make that throw more often than not and also makes an occasional boneheaded play that I have to coach out of him than have a quarterback who's really smart but limited arm talent, limited mobility, limited athleticism. Like, give me the guy with the tools who's only made 11 starts and let me try to mold him and coach out the dumb versus the other way around, because there's some things he does that you cannot teach. There was that throw to Pollard you mentioned. There was also he escaped from a sack on the crucial gotta-have-it drive where he ends up picking up like 13 yards on I think it was a second or third, I can't remember what down it was, but if he takes a sack there, the game essentially ends, and he squirts out of the pressure, ducks out of it. I don't even know how he got hit by like 3 different Jets pass rushers and runs up the middle, picks up 12 or 13 yards, and then gets down without taking a hit, which is another thing we wanted to see after week 1 when he took way too many hits. So the improvement from week 1 to week 2 was very clear, and the tantalizing plays that excite you were there. Again, those are also the plays that frustrate you because you're like, why can't you just be this good on every snap? But look, he's not going to become Patrick Mahomes from where he was at the end of last season in a few months. Like, that's just not how development works. So I'm encouraged overall by Will Levis. But, yeah, if the boneheaded plays keep coming up, I might change my tune.
Yeah, no, I totally get where you're going there. Speaking of Tajay Spears, is there any updates on him? He did suffer what looked to be an ankle injury in Sunday's game. Have they come out and said how long or if he's going to miss any time?
Nothing from the Titans yet, but Ian Rappaport, I think it was Ian Rappaport, tweeted yesterday, Monday, that he, quote, he should be fine or something like that.
That's good, because this last weekend and even the weekend before has been rough for injuries. So.
Yeah. Rap Sheet said Spears should be okay, nothing major.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, well, that's good for them. Well, Chad,
how are you feeling about the Packers? You got them on Sunday, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, I guess. But that could be a little revenge game for old Malik Willis there. He looks kind of decent last week. So, how you feeling about that one?
Yeah, it depends. There was a weird report from one of those aggregator accounts that don't credit anyone that they take reports from that said Jordan Love was closer to playing in week 2 than we thought, and this means he probably will play in week 3. But again, no credit on that, so I couldn't even research it to see if that was a legit report or what.
Yeah.
How I feel about Titans Packers 100% depends on who's under center for Green Bay. If it's Malik Willis, look, the Packers did an excellent job setting him up for success last week. I think they had 16 run attempts before Malik Willis attempted his second actual pass. His technically second pass attempt was one of those reverses that you throw forward, so it counted as a pass, but his actual second pass attempt, they'd already run the ball 16 times. So you got the Colts defense is just are they really going to run it every play? Oh, they are? Okay, we're going to just sell out to stop the run. And then you let Malik Willis throw it. And that sets him up well. But he also played better, I think, than he ever did in Tennessee in that game.
I know.
He was more impressive than I was expecting. And you're right about the revenge angle. I mean, this is, we talked about revenge games a lot in the NFL, but this is a legitimate one because the Titans said, we don't want you anymore. We're going to trade you for a 7th-round pick in 2 years from now.
Oh, man. A slap in the face.
Future 7th-round pick.
Yeah.
So I could totally see him wanting that revenge. But at the same time, if Malik Willis is the quarterback, the way the Titans defense has played through 2 weeks, I feel pretty confident in the Titans' ability to slow down. It's really you got to slow down Josh Jacobs and don't let Jaden Reed get free for a big play, and you can stop this version of the Packers offense. I'm more worried about the Titans offense going against the Packers defense that turned Anthony Richardson over 3 times. Granted, one of those was a Hail Mary interception, but turned him over a bunch, had him seeing ghosts, it felt like the whole game. Shut down, well, not really shut down. Jonathan Taylor was productive, but in the big moments, in the short yardage, and all those crucial game situations, the Packers defense really stepped up. So this could be first team to score 13 points.
Yeah. Well, I definitely am interested to see how that goes. It's always good seeing these interleague plays between the AFC and NFC, so I'll be looking forward to that. All right, I know we got to get you out of here. I know this is a long shot, but I got one last question for you. Last week, Dan Hanzus kind of teased some big news coming through on Heed the Call. Do you think you can give us a little sneak peek on what he was talking about?
Oh, yeah, we dropped the big news. The big news is the new YouTube channel. We have
sweet, cool
YouTube channel.
Nice.
So we were Underdog Fantasy is the company that's producing the show essentially.
Right.
And they had all of their shows on one Underdog NFL channel, and they made the call that this is not the most optimal way to run things, so they put us all on our own channel.
Oh, that's good.
Well, that makes sense.
Nice.
Very beneficial. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So go check out youtube.com/@heedthecallpod.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, dude, it's been so great listening to that podcast. I mean, Mark Sessler, and I was trying to tell Chris, and explain to him how he goes on, he could write a fiction book, man. I don't know. You ask him, okay, break down the Titans, and he's going to give you a story about aliens coming through and abducting Malik Willis and just all this stuff. I mean, his randomness. And then you get Dan Hanzus on there, and then you coming in. I mean, it is a very entertaining show.
It's a breath of fresh air.
Really been enjoying it. I'm so glad you guys started it up. It's been great. And also, dude, you got to meet fellow Longhorn Colt McCoy recently. Bet that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty surreal night, honestly. It wasn't just Colt McCoy either. Jay Gruden, Justin Pugh, AQ Shipley, all of us just hanging out, talking ball, and pretty incredible experience, I got to say. But yeah, it's been awesome being back with Dan and Mark for Heed the Call. We're having a ton of fun. And encourage anyone out there who listens to this podcast to check it out, because it is probably the most fun you can have while listening to a football podcast, in my opinion.
And incredibly informative as well, which is a nice thing. I mean, everybody knows their shit on that show, and it's nice that it's back in a new form. So
yeah,
and we were excited as soon as we found out that you were back. We're like, oh man, that's awesome. How perfect is this? Back where he belongs, you know.
Yeah.
But also, though, I mean, obviously, with everything that you've got going on as well, just outside of that is awesome as well. So congrats to you on everything, man.
Balancing it all with the Music City and everything like that. Hats off to you, man.
I appreciate that, guys. It means a lot to hear you guys say that, so thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Your hard work doesn't go unnoticed, so just know that.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Justin. Dude, I am super psyched. Keep listening to Heed the Call. We're going to keep promoting it. We talked about it at least every week, and we're going to keep talking about Music City. It's an honor for us to have you on, and big inspiration as well. So keep doing what you're doing, man, and hopefully soon we'll have you back on if you're willing.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome, man. Definitely. Thank you, Justin. Have a great night, dude. Thanks for coming on, man. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah, definitely. Have a good night, sir.
You too. Thanks, guys.
We'll catch you later. Bye.
There we go.
There we go, Justin. Yeah. Cheers to that one. Dude, always fun having these heavy hitters on. I'm watching you, and I'm like, this is how I must have looked both times we've had DMAC on.
Not even close, dude. You were shaking, not shaking.
I wasn't shaking.
You were fanboying out. I was nervous. I was happy to have him on for sure.
How dare you?
But man, dude, it was hilarious. I feel like you're over there with lipstick in front of a mirror or something.
He did dog me so hard.
Laughed.
That was
hard.
The best part of the whole night. Was like, he gave me so much shit.
When I re-listened to the podcast, I rewinded it and listened to that back over, man. I was like, God damn.
Now we can't go have a fucking beer.
He roasted you, man. It was great. It was great, man. Hey, it's awesome. I told you, if I listened,
Dan's in here talking shit.
Yeah, if I had like Mitch Holtis on, I'd be the same. I'd be like, but yeah, it was good, man. But yeah, thanks for Justin coming on, man. And see,
I was also pretty intoxicated.
Yeah, we were that night. That's for sure.
But that's no excuse.
Yeah,
reel it in, man. Reel it in.
Got some Titans talk on there. It was good.
Some Heed the Call talk.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was the big news because I did see they went to.
I remember them announcing that, but I didn't realize that was it. Oh, but I
like that you went for it.
I did. Yeah,
maybe we get some breaking news.
I know. I had to try.
By all means, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
but we appreciate Justin Graver again. Like I said, coming on. Like he's got so much shit going on. We are very appreciative of his time. So we thank him greatly. And we also thank our music guest this week, this month, my bad, I'm misspeaking, Beta Ray, as they just had their show this last weekend at Cervantes. Hopefully it went well. I didn't hear. Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard, but I'm sure it went well.
I had so much shit going on this weekend. I was busy up to my ears, as they say.
Yep.
But this song that we have this week is a song called Believe. And you better believe that we'll be back here in just a little bit. But in the meantime, check out Beta Ray.
On Spotify.
Check him out on Spotify. Check him out everywhere. We'll be right back. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard Beta Ray. The name of that song was Believe. If you like what you hear, make sure to go like and follow them on all things streaming, wherever you get your music. If you feel like vibing to the island jams, by all means, these guys have got it in plentiful. But if you want to see what they got going on, make sure to go to their website, which I believe I had it a little bit ago, but I don't remember what their website is. Chad, do you have it?
No, I just got Spotify. Just go to Spotify.
Yeah, just go to Spotify. Like you can find it there. I was gonna, shout out their website, but
I'm sure they got some merch on there. Just type in Beta Ray in Google.
Yeah, you'll find it if you really want to, and you should really want to find these guys' stuff. And we've got them for like 2 more weeks, I think. I don't know how long September is. It's wild that it's the 17th. That's pretty crazy. We're cruising through this month. We're cruising through this year.
Almost through October.
Yeah, it's nuts. I've already been at Smalley for almost a year now, which is nuts.
What is your anniversure date?
I have no idea.
It's got to be, because I know you started in September.
Are they going to give me a pin?
I don't think they'll give you a pin. They're not going to give you anything.
I want a pin. Yeah, they're going to be like, we're bummed you're still here.
That is for sure.
But no, yeah. So we are cruising through this year, but it is now time to get into the rest of the show. Mm-hmm. And normally we've got we've got to do the weekends. We've already passed that.
Yep,
so now it's just getting into the headlines.
Let's do it. Now let's talk about some sports.
Get your headlines here.
That's right. You can get all of your headlines for all the major sports right here on the Fringe Fanatics Sports Podcast each and every week. Streamed live on Twitch, tune in. But this week we're going to start, as always, with the one that rules them all, the NFL.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Hey, and instead of a shot at the turn, let's just do a little
Let's
toast.
do a cheers for the years,
Yep.
We're almost in 2 of them.
For the beers.
We actually surpassed a year. Wasn't it the 14th? 2 years.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
2 years into
2
it.
years, so that's the 2 years.
Yep. Well, we got some NFL
Dan
headlines.
says I might get a cup of Starbucks for my 1 year anniversary. So.
Yes. There you go.
Woo!
You're so special.
I'm so special. The news of the week in the NFL is people be dropping like flies, man. I mean,
it's like a war out there.
It really is. It is war. We've talked about it before. This is the closest we're going to get to gladiators till we actually see people killing each other. So, but I mean, Christian McCaffrey, the biggest one of the season so far.
Start week 1, then he goes to IR.
Pick. Yeah.
Yep.
And there was already controversy surrounding his week 1 not starting, where
they didn't really announce it in a very diplomatic
might have already
way.
been news on Friday, and then all of a sudden Sunday we find out. But that one was a big bummer.
Could miss up to 6 weeks.
Yeah, could miss 6 weeks.
All right.
Achilles tendonitis, which the scary thing about that is after tendonitis, the next thing is pop.
It's like the Kevin Durant thing. It's like if the Achilles is irritated,
or the calf. You got a lower calf strain.
It's like Debo. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. Take us to the next one.
Cooper Kupp headed to IR. Another one that could miss more than 4 weeks.
Did they already put him on IR? I just know he was. Could be heading.
I don't know if he is actually, but he's a little.
They were
banged
saying
up.
he was going to miss at least a game or 2 already. Yep. So it's just a matter of they're going to put him on short-term IR or not. I'll let Chad take this next one because it's
my boy Isaiah Pacheco. It sucked, man. Fractures his ankle last week. The fibula.
The old fib.
Yep. He goes to IR. I don't even think he's officially on IR yet, but I'm sure he is.
No, he is because to sign Kareem, they would had to have made a roster spot. Probably.
Well, they already released Peyton Hendershot, so I'm wondering.
Oh, the guy that got the fine.
Yeah, dude, the Chiefs got fined $100,000 for that.
Yeah,
man.
he got fined like
it was 50, I think, or something like that. But dude, it's like. Yeah, they were like, you cost us money. Get out.
They print money, dude.
No, but it's like it's more of the principle. It's like you cost us money. Get out of here. And when you're not even playing.
Yeah, but the Chiefs bring back Mr. Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
which I got you.
It might be up there. I think. I don't know if I still got it. I might have it stashed away.
Then he kicked somebody.
Yeah, he
kicked the girl
got
or
you
whatever.
some trouble.
Yeah.
But I can't believe it, dude. I really liked Kareem Hunt when he was on our team.
What was it, like 6 years ago?
It was a while.
They cut him like in the middle of the season.
It was like week 10 when that video came out. It was so bad because they were.
That's right. That's when they cut him.
Yeah, I mean, we were just steamrolling. That was Patrick's MVP year.
Yeah,
he was just playing out of his mind. And then Kareem Hunt, that video came out. I think it was the Patriots that tried to leak that video. But, yeah, we signed
blame Bill, dude.
Kareem Hunt today. He can't take 27, though, because Chamari Connor has that.
He could pay, or he could get it.
I highly doubt it.
I mean, if you
paid him that much, but he doesn't have a whole lot of money.
Everybody's got a price, you know.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to have to find some money. But here's the big news. Mr. Tua
Tagovailoa. One more time.
Well, I was trying to mix in the word concussion and Tagovailoa, but it doesn't really fit.
Tua concussion Vailoa.
Taga hit my head.
Guy can't figure out how to fall.
Can't figure out how to slide. It takes jiu-jitsu classes to learn how to...
That was to get tackled, dude. Now he needs...
it was to learn how to fall.
Well, yeah.
But learn how to slide should be number one.
Dude, I mean, you look at the Hard Knocks this year, they had to teach Caleb Williams how to slide. They literally had to have that sliding class.
It's like, how do you not learn this in high school, man?
How do you not know how to slide?
That's so easy, dude.
I mean, how do you... Yeah, I don't know.
You know what they should do? Like fucking Jim Harbaugh, dude. Have a slip and slide out there. Just go have some fun.
Yeah.
Slip and slides, go have some fun. It's a hot day in training camp.
Should be all weird, like Jim.
It's literally that easy.
Yeah.
Just slide. But
he didn't, and now he's out 4 weeks.
Tua was even trying to come back this week. Shows that the brain is not working right because they put him on IR and figure out what the neurologists are going to say.
I mean, dude, we watch a lot of UFC. You rarely see people... I mean, maybe... Okay, say there's 3 UFC events a month. You maybe see 2 guys get knocked out where you're like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and
that's people fighting.
I would say it's maybe 5%. It's
the
whole year.
Compared, like, and these people are punching, kneeing, like, and we saw the girl with the axe wound. She was fine. Tua falls, and he's just like...
Immediately goes into rigor mortis.
And I feel bad making jokes about it because I do feel like, dude, you got your money. Like, is it worth it? Like, I think this is going to be his last year. Because I hate to say it, dude, he's going to get another one.
Oh, no doubt. Because it's like when you get a glass chin. It's just, it happens easier and easier. Yeah, you said that word.
Now you get glass popped. Glass jaw. Yeah, now all of a sudden, just the right hit. And boom,
I don't feel bad about making jokes about it because it's not like he got hit dirty. The crazy coincidence, he got hit by DeMar Hamlin. Wild.
Yeah, the only guy that's ever died. Well, the only guy we've seen die on a football field and come back to life was the one who hit him legally.
Oh, no doubt.
It was like his forearm and his bicep that hit his head.
But it was Tua that dove into him with his neck.
He's like, why is he hitting me?
Yeah.
DeMar Hamlin's almost like, what the fuck?
Dan brought it up, too, that I guess there was Bills players that were, like, ready to make the tackle that were like, we didn't want to hit him.
Yeah, because
he's going to go out. They got to because you're giving yourself up like a running back.
And the sad part is, dude, he had the first down by 3 yards already.
It's so dumb, man.
He already had the first down, dude.
Yeah, but, I mean, you look at, here's the thing, though, which makes it even sadder. You look at his play before that, it was
awful.
Horrible, man.
3 interceptions.
I mean, dude, he was your fantasy quarterback.
He was my backup, so...
he wasn't starting that week? I guess I didn't
realize I had to start him because my original starter, Jordan Love, was out for, we think
things
maybe
are not
this
going
week.
Well for your team.
No. And surprisingly, I'm 1-1, and that's losing both of my starting quarterbacks in week 1 and 2. So, needless to say, I got Baker Mayfield now, and I've got a waiver wire in on Mr. Derek Carr.
Dude, I don't know. That's 2 good quarterbacks right there. Baker could really launch.
I know. I might have to. That's what I was telling you guys earlier. I might have to completely revamp my
Dude, I saw this picture on the internet.
I'm trying to pick up Rashid Shaheed.
I think I sent it to you, man. Somebody, because you look at it, there's millions of fantasy teams out there. There's got to be somebody out there that had all of those guys, and here it is. There's a guy out there that had...
Oh, you did send this
I sent this to you.
It's wild.
They had Jordan Love as a quarterback, Raheem Mostert, Kenneth Walker, A.J. Brown, Deebo Samuel, David Njoku, Cooper Kupp,
all these guys are going to IR.
And
You're
Graham
screwed.
Gano,
You're
which leads us
screwed.
into our next headline.
Oh, yeah, dude.
The kicker gets hurt. This guy, seriously.
Hey, dude, we were talking about this in the fantasy chat. Dude, kickers are the MVPs this year, man.
I've been saying it for years.
Scoring more than quarterbacks.
Yep.
Start picking your kicker in the 3rd round, people. I'm telling
this
you
goes
right
out to you,
now.
Dan, where you were saying that kickers don't matter. Dude, Brandon Aubrey, Jake Moody.
I got him in one league, dude.
I'm telling you,
which one
they're my favorite, man. And see, this is it. We were going to get into like NFL how the NFL is kind of changing this year, shifting more into all right, we'll get into that in a second. Hit the Graham Gano story real quick.
Well, I mean, the Giants lose Graham Gano.
First of all, you're a pussy if you're a kicker and you get hurt. I'm just sorry.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it,
that's
dude.
mean, but it's like, dude,
a hammy is a pretty important part of kicking that leg.
Maybe
dude.
stretch before the game or after practice instead of going golfing right afterwards.
Well, these guys, they don't have much to do other than go golfing. But, yeah, Graham Gano.
Something to think about.
Goes down in the pregame.
Yep.
And they end up losing this game. Well, I'm not going to say they lost the game because of it, but if they had a kicker, it would have been 21-21.
I know. Yeah.
But because they had no kicker, their punter was doing kickoffs. He doesn't know how to kick field goals, so I think they were just going for 2.
And you got Daniel Jones as a quarterback. Here's the thing for you.
And Daniel Jones, unfortunately,
Saquon
is
Barkley,
one of the worst.
Has more touchdowns for the Eagles than Daniel Jones has since signing his new big money contract.
Well, Daniel Jones also
he's only
has
played one game
more
for
pick sixes than touchdowns since signing that contract.
He sucks.
They've got issues there for sure, and I think that's why you saw in the Hard Knocks preseason, whatever you want to call it, that they were really looking at Jaden Daniels and these other quarterbacks because they were screwed.
Man, that team is bad.
And granted, most of these rookie quarterbacks, whether it be Jaden Daniels or the number 1 overall draft pick, have yet to throw a touchdown this year.
Pretty sad, man.
But when you look at what's going on in the NFL, which we'll just go into this right now, but touchdowns in terms of the passing game are down significantly.
And passing yards, I'm glad you brought this up. I wish I could have found, if I had the time to, because on the Heed the Call podcast and NFL Daily, they've brought up the numbers as far as like passing yards. Dude, there's been like 2 or 3 quarterbacks that's hit 300 yards. I mean, it's insane how like the passing yards are way down. So, all right, go ahead and hit this, the Nate Jackson tweet.
Oh, yeah, I'll hit the Nate Jackson tweet.
And then there's another one, too.
This one, I'm going to speak this into existence. I will be reaching out to Nate Jackson soon. He is a friend of DMAC, so I'm going to use that
DMAC,
to get
man.
in there.
Friend of a friend.
So this is what Nate Jackson had to say. Just so we understand, and this is, I feel at 2:32 today, the top 5 NFL passing offenses through 2 weeks are a combined 3-7. The top 5 NFL running offenses are a combined 7-3.
What?
NFL defenses
7-3
finally caught up to the passing game. This is not a passing league anymore. If you can't run the football, you are dead.
Jim Brown.
Yeah, Jim Brown.
Gail Sayers.
Hey, you want to know who's, I think, the leader of this right now? Clint Kubiak.
Dude, Clint Kubiak.
And Dennis Allen out
You've
there.
got to be loving this because you know what? That comes from, this is all a
Shanahan.
tree. This is the tree, the big
Papa
avatar
Shanahan.
tree. That comes from Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan, Gary Kubiak.
Well, hey, I'll tell you this much, though. Clint Kubiak's offense is a little bit different than Shanahan's. And
they all have their own little twists on it. Yeah.
But what they're doing now is that these defenses have gone to that cover 2 shell, which all comes from Vic Fangio. We're not going to let anything get behind us. Do whatever you want, but we are not going to let you throw a 60-yard bomb on us.
It also comes from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that Tampa 2, when they...
Well, which...
Don't be breaking my glasses, man.
I think, actually, the Tampa 2 is... Fangio's like an offshoot of that.
Okay.
It's like the Tampa 2 shell.
I guess from what I've heard, too, and, this is all alterations or whatever, fucking variations is what I'm looking for.
I love it.
Whiskey's
Variations.
from when Tampa stifled Mahomes and they really figured out how to beat the deep pass. And that's what's been happening is that all of these defenses are forcing these teams to be
You can't burn us if we've got two safeties down the field 30 yards.
Yep. Perfect example last night. Jalen Hurts drops back, just sitting there, nothing happening, and then he has to run it. Or it's Saquon Barkley breaking an 11-yard run over and over and over again.
Well, and you look now at like the majority of the passes, they're within 10 yards of the line right now. Yep. And what you're hoping for is that you're going to run these slants, these, rubs or whatever it is to get a guy open within that 10 yards and hope he breaks it.
Yeah.
For 50, 60 yards is what your hope is. But what Clint Kubiak's figured out is if you have a guy like Alvin Kamara, run him down everywhere, down the outside, down the middle, and soften up that defense.
Dude, are you referencing Eminem?
Yeah.
Round the outside.
Round the outside. Trailer park girls go round the outside.
Let's hit it.
Let's hit it. Round the outside. No, but basically. But that's what they're doing. They've basically said, okay, if you're going to sit these two safeties way down here, I'm going to soften up the middle of the field running the ball. You're going to have to drop him down. And then you've got Rashid Shaheed, 50 yards, whoever it is.
He's
man.
looking like the best deep threat right now.
No, because nobody else has it because nobody else can run the ball.
Yeah.
You have to run the ball. You look at the Broncos. I hate to keep bringing up the Broncos, but you look at the Broncos, and they cannot run the ball at all. The last 2 weeks, Bo Nix has been the leading rusher for the Broncos.
Oh, my God. Are you for real? I did not realize that.
I'm dead serious. I think Greg Dulcich had 4 drops last week.
Oh, man.
Nobody's helping the guy, but if you can't run the ball – right now, the defenses have figured it out. We're going to spend all our money on corners and safeties and rushers, and we are going to annihilate the pass.
It's great, and people can hate this. And, I wonder how much Roger Goodell kind of is not liking this right now because it's not flashy football. To me,
they're going to change the rules against
how
him.
similar is this? They've talked about this on
him.
podcasts too, to where they're going to try to alter it to where it's
fantasy.
More passing.
And we're the biggest, we are part of the problem. Fantasy runs football.
But here's just it. I'm going to be an advocate for what's going on right now.
The
running back is my favorite position, dude. I've always been a fan of the
growing up. It's you got to love it.
I could tell, man. I could definitely tell.
I'm speedy. There's many a times that on the Alabama Crimson Tide back in Pee Wee football days, I was dragging guys.
Did they call you the bus? They called you the bus.
I was basically like the bus. I'm dead serious. There was one game I had like 3 guys on me.
Are you for real? That's badass, dude. But see, that's why I like the running back, dude.
No, it's the best part of football, dude.
West Coast offense, that's what Bill Walsh brought to her. It's all fancy. You're going to go 5 wide and all this shit. But you know what I love is that power run. A 12-man formation. You get it. That's why it sucks that fucking Jim Harbaugh is in our division. But what he's doing right now, that's what the NFL is evolving to. It used to be Andy Reid and all these other guys.
That's how he built with
Michigan and everything else.
All in the trenches,
but that's what's happening. Who's the leading rusher in the NFL right now?
Oh, man.
I can tell you right now. J.K. Dobbins. You know how many yards he's averaging right now?
Really?
He is.
But
guess how many yards?
Average.
No. He's got the total amount of yards. He is the first running back in history to have
Hopefully he can
over 130 yards over the first 2 weeks after coming back like an injury. It's some fucking record. But he's averaging 9 yards a carry.
That's a lot. That's almost a first down.
That's Jim Harbaugh's offense. Yeah. It's 12-man personnel.
Oh, 21. Or 12.
It's 12-man personnel where you bring that extra tight end in.
2 tight ends, 1 running back.
Dude, and that's what sucks so much about Pacheco getting hurt is we have to have a good running
offense. Carson Steele.
Oh, yeah, man of steel. Get him in there. But that's what we're getting at. Is there really is evidence that this is the way the offense is shifting? But, dude, I'm a fan of the running back. It's taking the ball and running it at the safety saying, I'm going to run you over. I'm not trying to do fancy, going to try to go for an out route, do all that's fan.
Right now. It's nice. Jabs. That's
not
what
jab.
You're doing.
It's more like quarterback. It's more like quarterback. You're kind of misinterpreting.
No, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about fighting. We're going to talk about
Terrell
UFC
Davis,
later.
dude. Here's a good example.
Yeah.
Terrell Davis is the epitome of a great running back where he has the speed, agility, and the power to run people over.
Adrian Peterson.
Another great running back. The running backs we see right now, I am such a big fan of the running back position and that type of offense. So what's going on right now, I love it. And for fantasy,
we'll have to reach out to Justin afterwards. The running back resurgence is here.
Yeah,
see,
we did forget to bring this up. On Heed the Call, he brought it up. He said there is a running back renaissance, and I love that term. We are going to try to title that. I think I might even reach out to him and ask if it's okay if we title our episode that. Because, dude, that's what's going to happen. I guarantee you week 3, we're going to see – I mean, we're seeing guys – week 1, Joe Mixon, a guy that we thought was washed up, goes off for like 150, didn't he?
Might be hurt, though.
Yeah, hip drop tackle, man. He asked for a fine.
But, this is the thing, though, and here's the problem. And we've been talking about this for a while as well. Quarterbacks and wide receivers, the bubble is about to burst.
Yep.
And this right here is going to prove it. Because these wide receivers, when you cut out the ability to attack deep, you put everything in front of you, these speedy guys and all of that stuff, they're taken away from
Look
the
at Jamar
game.
Chase against the Chiefs, dude. He did nothing. He got all pissed off and he cried like a baby. It was fantastic.
The Bengals need to quit talking shit, dude. Their biggest problem is
to my ears. This music's to my ears. Keep talking.
No, my
shit.
God,
I'm getting mad.
breaking stuff.
Nah.
But I mean, dude,
You're right, dude. For him to say
this is my problem. We'll get into the
He literally
NCAA
said-
football soon, but this is my problem with CU too, dude. You cannot talk the same shit when you win when you're getting beat, dude. You cannot have that same energy. Maybe after 1. But when it's 2, when it's 3 now, you can't have that same energy where you're like, oh, they're trash, blah, 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 blah. Nah, dude, you're trash till you beat them again. So that's my whole thing. And we'll get into I don't know if we'll touch on CU really that much. But right now we're looking at it, though. And this is one thing I wanted to bring up just to cap this off before we move on because I think this stat is insane. But passing touchdowns through 2 weeks of the NFL over the past 10 years. 2024. So when this was posted by Rich Grieber, Lord Reeves, at Lord Reeves, I don't know. But in 2024, this was before Monday Night Football. So it was sitting at 66 on Sunday. After Monday Night Football, we are at 69. In 2023, total passing touchdowns, 86. In 2022, 105. In 2021, 110. In 2020, 110. 2019, 105. So we we're at like basically a plateau of 110 for 2 years. And in 2 years, we went from 110 to 105 to 86 to 69. That is an insane drop off.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And now you're looking at these rookie quarterbacks and stuff because when you shrink the field, passing lanes are smaller.
Dude, that's like
passing windows are
Bo
smaller.
Nix, man. I mean,
Bo
Sean
Nix in the end zone.
He's having him run the offense like it's like I don't know, like it's a high school. Like he's like, I don't want you to throw deep. I just want you to, just they even had to run a trick play to try to get a guy open for him, man. Who are you answering? What's going on?
Nothing. Here? I'm trying to pull something up. I just have a smile.
Yards
on my
per
face.
attempt. I was curious.
No.
You're awesome. Thank you.
You're the best,
Miss Hannah.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, Hannah. I didn't see
Oh,
you.
we got Juno in here. She'll be all right for a bit.
No.
We've been on this for a minute. We do need to move on. But I am really stoked for the new running NFL. Let's keep it going.
But wait, hold on. I want us to hear this real quick.
Short yardage. Gun flex right stack, 394 Dragon Smoke. Kill Turbo Sucker right. Gun flex right stack, 394 Dragon Smoke. Kill Turbo Sucker right. Y2 green right off nasty. Hound 2 Y Flutie X.
What are you getting at?
Right. Y2 green right off nasty. Hound 2 Y Flutie X basic backs right. I want.
Those are just insane play calls.
Dude, I don't know how they remember.
Why don't you just make it like B4? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why do we have all these things? But like, that's the whole thing. It's so convoluted anymore. But
it is nuts. But when I think about it, is like when someone comes to the dock and they need 3/4 short flange, no holes, and then they also need
they rattle
20
it.
gauge.
You get it.
It's
but
like
that's the thing.
we can
It takes
memorize
a
that
while.
stuff. But that's all they know, so they can memorize it. To someone like us, that seems insane. But yeah, it's fucking nuts, man. And for Bo Nix, I don't think he's bad. He's just young.
No,
I
he's
know
learning.
that like
It is
things
what
are,
it is.
But here, let's get to our next point because this guy, until he changes teams, it's over. Bryce Young gets benched. Andy Dalton, I think they're going to beat the Chargers. You heard it here first.
Oh my God, hot takes. Hold on a minute. Hold on, wait, dude. We got to do a hot take thing. I know.
Are they playing in Carolina or LA? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know where they are playing. Oh wait,
I'm gonna find out. Ooh.
That's a hot take.
Did
That's
Merrill
right.
do that?
Yeah.
That's what I thought, dude.
That is a hot take from
That's
Chad right
really
there. He's
spicy.
calling it right now.
Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, is going to be shooting up all the Chargers.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa.
Not with any drugs.
Don't pull a
shooting
Drake
them up.
London.
Dude,
that's a Drake
for
London
real.
right there. Don't pull a Drake London.
That was a rifle. Drake London was
No,
a
he
semi-auto.
Yeah. He's like, whoa, if you did a musket, fine. You went AR-15, bro.
Stuff the barrel.
He's like,
dude, I could not believe he did that, man. I was like, and he did it right in front of the ref. Like, you're an idiot, man. All right, let's find out. Are they playing in LA? Because that's my hot take. I think Andy Dalton will beat the Chargers. Where are we at? Oh, no, they're playing the Raiders. Excuse me. Yeah, they're probably going to beat the Raiders. I think they're going to beat the Raiders, dude. You know, the Raiders are unpredictable, dude.
They are. Well,
Antonio
let's
Pierce
move on right now because this is going to parlay right into what I wanted to talk about because we got the Daily Dogs, which I need to do some updating to the show.
Hold on a second. Just talk about something for 5 seconds.
Okay, I'm going to talk about something for 5 seconds. We do have a new segment called the Daily Dogs, which we used to just break down games, but we kind of realized that's not that fun. It's a little too much.
Yep.
So we started, Chad kind of came up with this one, which I like, because we were like, what can we do different? Chad's like, let's do the Daily Dogs. And it's daily, because nothing here is D-A-I-L-Y. It's all D-A-L-Y, because John Daly is the man. And we always like to do the Daily Dose of Excellence, and now we are doing Daily Dogs.
There we go.
We got dogs barking. It's a little quiet, but
I know, it's just from my laptop. We're going to get that figured out. What I wanted to really do, though, man, I want to record Little Man doing it. Because I want it to be from Little Man. Because coming from a little dog, and he just thinks he's the biggest dog. I got to figure out a way. Well, it's next time he's barking at like a neighbor dog, I'm going to try to record it for real. All right. Well, let me finish this, and then we're going to pour another drink. Because the Daily Dog thing, let me tell you. I'm fucking way more excited about doing that than covering these games and breaking down. Okay, this guy had 700 passing yards. It's just too much, dude. We're not Chris Boomer. You know, there's no everybody knows who. Back, and it's gone. He was so good for the home run.
He was
derby.
really good.
Yeah, but this is going to be a fun segment.
Well, let's take it. I'll start first since we were just talking about.
Let me just hit it one more time. Okay. We're going to start it. All right, Chris. Who's your Daily Dog?
Well, first, I'm going to go with Mr. Max Crosby because I love the way this guy plays football.
Dude.
The definition of a motor.
Well,
he never stops.
And leader. You saw what he did with Gardner Minshew, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I did see that, but I want to talk about what he did to Mr. Derrick Henry. I have never seen anybody hit Derrick Henry the way I saw Max Crosby hit him about 2 or 3 times as he just broke through the line, annihilating the Ravens line, and just popping Derrick Henry, stopping him in his tracks. Granted, Derrick Henry's still going to get his. The guy is a physical freak. Derrick Henry ends up with 18 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown. But let me rattle off Mr. Max Crosby's stats here.
Hit it.
6, oh my God, what's TOT? Why can't I remember that right now?
Tackles for loss?
No, it's not tackles for loss. Solo tackles, he had 5. Sacks, he had 2. Tackles for loss, he had 4. I'm going to Google what TOT means. I have to figure it out now.
I'm going to get you logged into NFL Pro. It's going to be nice, man.
NFL
I don't know.
Oh, I need these like advanced stats.
I know. I don't see I see TJT.
Oh, total tackles. Oh, that's what it is.
Now
that's dumb because they put the TOT in there, and it makes you think that's 3 words.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I will chalk it up to them for being smarter than us, but I'm not going to say we're that dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But Max Crosby was, and he usually is. I mean, anytime you play the Raiders, you should be worried about your offense because the quarterback is going to have a rough day, the running back is going to have a rough day, and we saw that again as the Ravens, for the first time, I think, since Mr. Lamar Jackson has become the quarterback, are 0-2.
Yeah.
He's not used to that. He doesn't like it, and the Raiders sneak up on him and take out one of the top dogs.
Another game where they give up a 10-point lead.
And yeah.
I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I mean, it's becoming a trend where they keep giving up a 10-point lead.
Yeah, we can talk about other teams giving up leads, which you could have watched last night as Nick Sirianni just bungled. Well, you can't really blame him.
I don't know. That's a very debatable
Jalen
thing. Barkley
Hurts,
if Barkley caught that game,
don't throw the ball. But he's open.
But that's just it. Barkley was 4 for 4 on catching that night, though, man.
He's also
There's the
had
argument.
16 drops in the last year, which is a lot for one guy.
What do you mean, like last season?
Into last season, yeah.
Yeah.
16.
Well,
That's a lot.
that was also with Daniel Jones, so maybe it was a bad ball.
Some people say, know your personnel. Other
He was
people
4
say,
for 4.
catch the damn ball.
Exactly. That ball was right in his hands.
He would have had a
Should've
first
caught
down,
it.
game
It should've
over.
been
But
you're right.
I think when
you run the ball, it's a totally different
I think before
scenario.
that play, they had a 99.3% chance of winning the game.
Yeah.
And then it just
They
spun out of control.
I think they brought it up on NFL Daily where they had a .07 chance of winning the game under 2 minutes, and they still won it. Kirk O'Chains, dude.
Kirk O'Chains looked like shit for the first half.
I think
but
he might be he's a pimp, dude.
Dude,
That's
he
why tries to be all this like, oh, I'm a good religious boy, but I
dude.
think he's a pimp.
He might be, dude. You come back from the Achilles injury like that, he looks better than Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, no,
but he's got a lot more.
All right, let's get into the next one though.
Okay.
All right, Max Crosby, that's a good one, dude. He's a dog. I'm worried about the Chiefs playing him. Here's the next dog. Didn't win the game. I don't know how after his game he didn't win the game. Aiden Hutchinson, man. 4.5 sacks on the game against the Buccaneers. Pretty much just was the defense for the Lions. Oh, there was like, I went through and watched the highlights downstairs before I came up here, and it was like 3 different times on third downs he got a sack, which ended the drive for the Buccaneers. Still, Baker Mayfield pulled off the win and everything like that. But this guy's motor is just, it's unparalleled.
Same as Max Crosby. I mean,
yeah,
they're
they just keep going, man. To try to put a tackle on him, you really need to put like a running back to chip him every time. Where
you
it's
always have
tight
to
end.
go tackle, tight end, and a running back at
everything.
this point to slow him down.
Aiden Hutchinson generated a team-high 5 pressures on 23 pass rushes in week 2, a 21.7% pressure rate, including 4.5 sacks. I mean, 4.5 sacks.
Does make you sound way smarter. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, it's these insights are nice. But dude, it's just great. Yeah, he had also 5 tackles on the game. It's just Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah, they didn't win the game, but I mean, this guy is just really making a case for Defensive Player of the Year already in week 2.
Yeah, I think him, Max Crosby are going to be up there. I'm sure there's going to be another person here that rearing their ugly head here in the next couple weeks, but yeah, we'll see. The defense definitely has a little bit of an uphill battle this year, but let's get into the offense as we move into Mr. James Cook, who was cooking up a storm.
You could even hit the I guess that's
the sizzle. Oh man,
I guess it says hot.
Just a little bit of that.
There, nice. Hey, he's cooking. Nicely
he's
done,
cooking.
dude.
Yeah, we'll just cut that out.
Right.
But James Cook was cooking. I mean,
so glad I drafted him in my DK league.
That was a good pick because last year he didn't really do much.
Yep.
He had a couple little bursts in games that made you feel like he might be something, but this was his breakout game as in the first quarter he catches a 17-yard pass from Mr. Josh Allen, and then in the second quarter, he gets a 1-yard touchdown run. He also has a 49-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. And that's going to wrap up his 3 touchdowns. But, I mean, just when you look at what he did, 11 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did he have anything in the... He did. He had 1 reception for 17 yards.
I was so pissed about that too, man, because I had a parlay where I just needed him to get 1 more reception, and I would have won like $12 or something like that.
Damn it.
All he had to do was get 1 more reception. But he still had one hell of a game, dude.
Well, and then a big shout out to Mr. DeMar Hamlin. 10 tackles, 8 solo tackles, and 1 tackle for loss.
That's pretty badass, man.
And he also accidentally knocked 2 out for a month. So
Accidentally.
But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So take us to the next one, Chad.
All right, my next one. I know it's gonna piss some people off, but I don't care because this guy is a guy that I had to cover, and it's a homer pick. But the fact is, he does nothing but hit game-winning field goals. That's it, Mr.
Butker, dude.
Yeah, I got to.
I should have. I wish I would have read that. I would have ixnayed it.
I know it. That's why I threw you a
It should be
misconception.
Brandon Aubrey, dude, over Butker.
But he didn't hit the game winner, and the Cowboys lost. Harrison Butker has hit 12 career game-winning field goals in the fourth quarter and overtime, including the playoffs. He's got ice in his veins, man. I'll never forget a game. I know Samir remembers this game because it was like 3 or 4 years ago during COVID where we watched a Chargers game at his house, and in order to win the game, it was like right before the halftime or something like that. I think it was right before halftime. The Chiefs got a penalty. They get backed up, and then it was like a 52-yard field goal. Then there was like a timeout. Then they got another penalty. Then it became like a 57-yard field goal. And he hit like 3 50-yarders. 2 of them didn't. Dude, but that's just it. He does nothing but make them. And he's won Super Bowls for us. He's won playoff games for us. He deserves to be the daily dog because he just does nothing but win it, man.
Ask any woman.
No.
Anyways,
doesn't matter. I don't care what he talks about, man.
We gotta move on.
I care about what he does on the field.
We gotta move on. Shit. We're gonna play this one real quick. We're gonna fly through NCAA.
It's gonna be.
There's a lot to talk about.
The rest of the news, we're gonna go pretty fast.
Needle dick, needle dick, needle dick.
Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend we saw the debut of the first college quarterback to basically be created in a lab. Mr. Oh my God, Arch Manning. I almost forgot his name for a second.
He looks like somebody that you would create in NCAA football.
I mean, you think about it. His grandpa, Hall of Famer. His uncle, both of them probably going to be Hall of Famers. Is Eli a Hall of Famer?
Eli's not a Hall of Famer yet. It's a very debatable thing.
He's going to be.
He's got to fight his record. His winning record is 500.
What's going to screw him, but he's going to be 2 Super Bowls. They're really
Super Bowls
opening
is
up
the
will get you in.
point.
And he beat the first undefeated team to really get there. But his dad, Cooper, wide receiver. He's got the athleticism. He's like the Peyton Manning if he could run 21 miles per hour on a touchdown. The guy goes for 5 touchdowns.
Let's give a little insight on it, though. Quinn Ewers, who was a Heisman candidate, had an abdominal strain, and it's really weird. He never got hit or anything like that. I think he just ate some Chinese food beforehand, dude. I think that's what it was, dude. Because he throws a ball, and then he's just like, ooh, shit, that Szechuan chicken did not settle well. But, dude, Szechuan chicken's delicious.
It is.
Totally
it's
a backfire. It's backfiring.
Don't eat it before game. Never pregame.
Nope.
But Quinn Ewers might have got Wally pipped, and as we all know, Wally Pipp was the guy who Lou Gehrig ended up replacing after an injury. But it's pretty tough. I mean, I would not want to be Quinn Ewers right now. Anytime you do anything wrong. Where's Arch? Archie. I can already hear the chants, you know what I mean? I don't want to be Quinn Ewers right now because this guy's waiting in the wings.
Apparently he might only be out like a week, and it might not be that serious.
A full game of Arch,
but dude,
though.
Texas is in good hands, man. That team is
they're
good.
deep. They're deep.
Yeah. And they're
Look at
playing
what you
nobody.
got sitting in the
next
wings.
2 or 3 weeks, they're playing nobodies, man.
Yeah, so-
Next week, they're playing Louisiana Monroe. Who the fuck is that? They're good
Yep.
at their best team is their debate team.
Hey-o.
All right.
Zinger.
Well, dude, yeah, NCAA football. What else do you have on the docket,
I got
man?
FSU paid a whole lot of money to
Dude,
get
so
beat up.
here's another. I had a good one for Dan earlier when we were talking about this, man. Dan, you're getting lots of good shout outs tonight. We are going to bring up. Let's do it right now.
Okay,
Let's do
wait.
the commercial, man.
Oh, yes. Let's do it right now. DSR Collectibles is our first sponsor.
Their first show, September 30th. They're going to be advertising, selling, auctioning off cards, collectibles, Funko Pops, whatever you want, whatever you can collect. They've probably got it. Yep.
They got it, and they want you to get it.
Have a Facebook page that we'll be referencing very soon. They just made a logo.
All of that stuff will be up as soon as we get finalized things. They'll be right up here. You'll
We're very
see them
excited
right now.
about
I'll
it because
pop
it's
up.
another startup just like us.
Mm-hmm.
We were very, very young in things, and we were when we first started. We had an iPhone that we put in the middle of the table.
Sat right here.
Yeah, we've come far, man. Yeah. We're very far. Now we got Justin Graver on this. I mean, we've come a long way. And same with those guys. We really appreciate their support. Once that date is set and they will be on Whatnot, we will be providing links and directing you guys to it.
Yes, and get in there and bid on some things.
Yeah.
If they need me, I'll go in there and I'll be an auctioneer.
What I was getting at, and yeah, that would be you. Would be good at that.
$20 over here, $20 over here, 25 to add, 25, $30 over here, 30, 35. See, that's just sticking around.
No lie,
Imagine if I tried.
My cousins, like second and third cousins
You
in Missouri,
would, dude, I swear to
they
God,
do it, man.
If you
They're
tell me right
auctioneers.
now you have a cousin that's an auctioneer, I'm gonna say that's the most Kansas thing I've ever heard in my life.
See, you don't know shit, dude. It's Missouri, okay? They're in Missouri. That's totally different, man.
You guys share a city because you want to be the same.
It's just the way the city felt, dude. It's better than having Denver where your team sucks.
Oh, dude, it's all good, man.
But anyway, yeah, I do have cousins that are auctioneers.
And I appreciate that
dude,
a lot.
I can't believe I can stay on this train of thought. It's insane. What I was bringing up was I was talking to Dan about FSU and who's the team that played Northern Illinois recently? Notre Dame.
Oh, Notre Dame.
That paid Northern Illinois $1.8 million to play them, and they were thinking they were going to beat their ass. This is my analogy for this. They paid this small school to play them like, hey, you'll get the chance to play us. You're going to get beat.
You're going to
back.
get all these TV rights and stuff.
This is no different than like a CEO going to a dominatrix and being like, I'll pay you $500 to spank
kick me in the nuts.
That's exactly what it fucking is, dude. Seriously.
Yeah,
is it not?
Yeah, because, unfortunately now the transfer portal has made parity a thing of what's the thing of the day for the NCAA.
I beg to disagree, though. On the other side of that, Northern Illinois, when I was watching that game, because Notre Dame fucked my parlay, like always.
Bastards.
Northern Illinois has kept the same 5 starters on their offensive line for like the last 3.5 years. Like they've had the same starting line for, a couple guys have changed out.
They're the last of a dying breed.
Exactly. But those small schools like CSU, those guys stay there. And so what that does is it creates continuity.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the big thing that's going to be missing. There's going to be no such thing as continuity. That's kind of what we talked about the other week with Tom Brady, where he's like, these guys aren't learning systems.
Yeah.
They're just showing up to play.
Yep.
And, that's what's happened with CU as we talk about them. I mean, granted, they beat CSU, but I don't know what they're going to do when the Big 12 tests come up here down the line. So we'll see what happens there. But, it's I don't know. What are you going to do?
Yep.
It's college football.
Yep. What know about Wisconsin? I didn't know about this guy.
Their quarterback tore his ACL on the opening drive. They ended up getting beat by Alabama by a lot. But the real reason I wanted to bring this up is because Nick Saban, I guess Alabama's in good hands because they're looking good so far. Unfortunately, what's his name? Sharon Moore? What
the Alabama quarterback?
No, the head coach now of
I can't remember his name.
Michigan. Damn it.
I don't know.
Michigan looks bad. Michigan's got a problem at quarterback.
But, dude, Alabama with Jalen Monroe, I think
good.
Jalen Monroe is going to be...
Bryce Young 2.0, I agree.
No, he's different, man.
Well, look at look at what we posted earlier, though.
I know.
Alabama
There's something
quarterbacks.
to do with Alabama quarterbacks. But, dude, this guy's different, though. I think they finally went for, like, an actual athlete.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it translates, but right now it's not. But that was kind of want to bring that up just because, like, it could parlay into the Michigan thing because Michigan is struggling. Georgia almost loses to Kentucky.
That's the story.
13-12.
And because of that, our boy Archer Manning and Texas, they take the #1 spot.
Well, and some people's. It depends on who you look at. I've seen Texas at 2.
No, that's the AP poll. What are you talking about?
Oh, is AP have them?
That's
the
the AP poll. All right. Let's move on to Hard in the Paint real quick. Got nothing for NBA. This is even better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, whoa. I pushed the NFL on accident. Whoops. It's all good.
I'm burning. My legs are burning.
My legs are burning. So, Aja Wilson.
Dude, you keep doing that. You're so disrespectful, dude.
What is it?
It's Asia Wilson, man.
I'm sorry. Asia spelled ASIA, dude.
It's Asia Wilson.
It makes more sense.
You gotta
Asia,
get
Asia.
that right. Dude,
Dude, I knew a chick who went by her name was Anastasia, and she said, it's Anastasia.
Well, yeah, that's some dumb bitch.
Well,
but, yeah, this is different. This is like the greatest NBA player, or WNBA player maybe ever. All right.
Yes.
So,
take it away.
Yeah, Asia Wilson's pull-up jumper with 26.4 seconds left in the first half gave her 941 points this season. This is coming from an article 6 days ago, so she's put up more points from this. But this is what set the record. Whoa.
Bless you, Hannah.
Nice. Yeah. 2 more than Jewel Lloyd's previous record of 939 last season with 27 points by games in. Wilson's point total for 2024 sits at 956. Since then, she has reached 1,000 points. Nobody's ever done this before. She's unanimously the MVP this season. I don't need to look at any more article or anything like that. I follow the WNBA more than you. It's good. It's just the way... The thing of it is I don't... Dude, she's having an MVP season that what's being debated right now is it better than any other WNBA player ever? She's got blocks, she's got rebounds, she is dominating the WNBA. The question, though, is the Aces aren't winning a whole lot. I think they're seeded right now around 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the first MVP Jokic won. Everybody could say that the Nuggets weren't necessarily dominating. But, yeah, I mean, she's having a hell of a year. But in comparison to Caitlin Clark, who's only a rookie...
I'm about to go on a fucking rant with this shit, dude.
God.
I don't know if you see... Do you see the tweets that I go pretty ham on this shit because, for one, I get pissed at the fucking hate that she gets. And two... that Caitlin Clark gets. And two...
Well, it's going to come when you're good, man. That's what happens.
That's just the way it is, but it's ridiculous because she is boosting the NBA.
The WNBA wouldn't be what it is right now. We wouldn't be talking about it
the WNBA.
Right now if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark, unfortunately. I mean, we probably would mention this because it is an amazing feat. 1,000 points. Yeah, you deserve to be the MVP this year.
Yeah, Asia Wilson really is dominant. There's no doubt about it. WNBA is in a... There is... That's like calling Aaron Rodgers
Aaron.
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 She's literally the Michael Jordan of the WNBA
right now. Yeah. But I mean, it's like if Michael Jordan was playing and LeBron just started. You know what I mean? Kind of in terms of Caitlin Clark. If LeBron came in at the precipice of Michael Jordan's career, you'd be like, well, this is the next one.
I don't know how long Asia Wilson's been playing, but I think it's around 7 or 8.
It's not that long.
Isn't it 7 or 8 years now?
Yo, I mean, she's been playing a while. I could check it out, but
that's
what I meant. Just in terms,
obviously,
of a comparison.
Let's cap off Asia Wilson. She is having maybe the best season ever. Now let's shift to Caitlin Clark, who is shattering. Right. Everything. Listen to this rant I'm about to go on. This is every record Caitlin Clark has broken so far this season.
I like that you got this because I was trying to find something like this.
Oh no, dude! I was very prepared for this because this shit it's just nuts. Because I seriously hate all the hate that she's getting. Because Cheryl Swoops. Here's the thing.
I hadn't even delved into that, and we don't need to.
No, I'm not going to.
But I mean, just like it's crazy.
Cheryl Swoops. She had never in her whole career scored more than 35 points. No, her career high was 34 points. Yeah. On Sunday, Caitlin Clark hit a new career high at 35. Yeah. And this is a big deal because
after all this shit.
A week and a half ago, Cheryl Swoops was supposed to commentate one of Caitlin Clark's games, and she refused. She literally showed up to
I thought they told her she couldn't. Was what
I
heard.
No, dude,
but
no, she refused. Wrong. So they had to find somebody else to fill in for her just because she had hate. She had hate in her heart, you know?
You got hate in your heart, please don't let it
Tyrone
out.
Tyrone Bigsby, that's what you are. But
you
the
got
opposite
hate in your heart,
version.
please don't let it out.
All right, here it is. Every record Caitlin Clark has broken so far this season. Fastest player to record 100 points and 50 assists, 8 games. Fastest player to record 150-plus points, 50-plus rebounds, 50-plus assists, 10 games. Fastest player, I could just go, this list just goes down the line. Here's the big one, though. She has more assists. She broke the record for more assists by a WNBA player, not like just
weeks
rookie.
Ago.
No, this was just the other night.
Oh, shit.
No, what you're talking about is the rookie record.
Oh, yeah.
She broke for everybody, not just rookie record.
At least I don't talk about assist completely.
Yeah, not completely, but
mostly.
Yeah. But she did break most assists in a single game in a WNBA history with 19. Dude, yeah, I mean, it's just fucking nuts, man. I mean, dude, she's making it exciting to watch. I'm betting on these games. I mean, it's fucking exciting. And not only that, there was a poll that got out. You know how with NBA, there's kind of like a pre-vote where we know who's going to be all NBA and stuff like that. This came out a couple days ago where she's going to be all WNBA as a rookie.
Oh, she should be.
It's insane,
she will
man.
Probably be for the majority of her career.
It's fucking awesome. And I just think that, like, all those haters, and Lisa Leslie had a good tweet at this that was just laughing at all the haters that was like, oh, Caitlin Clark's, she's not ready for the WNBA. Look at this shit. This Iowa girl.
Down, dude.
This Iowa girl's lighting it up.
Lighting it up.
Cheers to you.
We have a decision to make, Chad.
What's up?
Do you want to talk about... We have 3 things left to talk about, and not a lot of time, technically. F1, we didn't watch the race. I didn't watch the race.
I didn't watch the race either. We can just talk about the
Piastri
fact that
won.
Piastri won, and McLaren has now taken this lead in Constructors Cup.
Yeah,
by 20 points.
And I think they've got a real issue because I think Piastri might be better than Norris, and I think we're probably going to see that play out through the rest of the year. I think it's going to
be good, man.
But there's a lot happening there, so we're going to cover that real quick. That's the end of it, unfortunately.
Let's take a look at the driver standings right now. Okay. Verstappen still is in first with 313 points.
What, did he finish 6th?
Fifth. Yep. Lando Norris is in second at 254, and then Charles Leclerc, who was battling basically Piastri the whole race, and then there was and so that's what sucks.
A little bit of an accident.
Is Red Bull would have done really well in the constructors afterwards because Sergio was in 3rd place.
Yeah, but
then there was a wreck that kind of ruined it all. But Charles Leclerc finishes in second, and let me tell you, dude, you really should watch that Ferrari. Because it really made me appreciate F1 and like their whole
their roots,
passion, exactly for it.
Well, that's why you watch when Leclerc won in Italy. Like it was like the Super Bowl.
Oh my god, it really was. Dude.
Yeah, you couldn't hear you could barely hear the car.
Watch this. I cannot recommend this movie enough
because I heard it was long. I heard that.
I mean,
I heard it was decent.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
But now that I've got your vote of recommendation, I will watch it.
It's good.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
But okay, so that wraps up that. Now, what do you want to spend more time on? Because we basically have to cut one: MLB or UFC.
Let's go to MLB. Go to MLB.
Real quick though, Sean O'Malley will probably be out close to a year.
Yeah,
I mean they're saying 6 months for his surgery for him to start
his hip.
Training, but he did lose to
Merab.
Merab. I almost tried to say his name again, and I gave up on it. The UFC Noche not faring well for the Mexicans, unfortunately.
How much of the fight did you watch?
Alexa Grasso lost.
Yeah, it was mainly just Alexa Grasso.
I'm just talking like in the main ones.
Yeah, in the main ones.
Alexa Grasso
the whole
lost.
fight is the whole card as a whole.
Diego Lopez, Brian Ortega, who wins?
Well, Diego Lopez was Brazil.
Okay.
He's from Brazil, but
so Brian Ortega Mexican.
But he fights in a Mexican camp.
Okay.
So that's kind of wishy-washy. But yeah, dude, the Mexican fighters, they showed out that night big time. I mean, the whole card as a whole, unbelievable.
No, I mean,
absolutely
we
fantastic.
talked about it a little bit earlier, but Arena Aldana, oh my god.
What?
Arena Aldana.
Oh yeah. That was great.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
One of the gnarliest things I've ever seen in fight sports.
The Diego Lopez Brian Ortega fight. Brian Ortega has probably some of the best fight. Just heart. You know, I listened to the Two Bears
forever too.
Yeah, I listened to the Two Bears with Dana White today. That was an awesome interview.
I need to listen to that one.
It was fantastic, and he
talks
brought
a lot
up
about gambling, from what I hear.
Yeah, he talked about that. But what was really cool was he talked about his passion for and his appreciation for the Mexican fighters. I did not realize the Mexican flag is the only one that has a fight in it. The eagle fighting with
Killing
the serpent.
snake. Yeah,
and it's just such a good
well,
representation.
most of them are just fucking colors.
Yeah,
and
just
like
boring
a
as
sun
shit.
or shit.
Stars.
Mexicans are fighting to the death.
But it's badass, man. That was one of the best cards I've seen in such a long time. People can
Viva
hate
la chingazos!
the co-main event and the main event, but you know, if you appreciate ground game, my brother was a really good wrestler in high school. He went to state, so I've just always had a good appreciation of wrestling. I will always say wrestling is the best asset when it comes to MMA. Henry Cejudo had a really good tweet on it. He was like,
Yeah.
if you want to watch, if you didn't like this and you want to watch, if you didn't like this, go watch Muay Thai, go watch kickboxing. But if you want to watch mixed martial arts, this is what it's all about. This is what's a part of it.
Well, I mean, jiu-jitsu is kind of like wrestling in a sense.
It is, but a lot of what Merab does is wrestling. That's what he does. And so his wrestling, I mean, 8 takedowns, 8 for 8. 8 for 8 takedowns.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, and I appreciate the fact that Sean O'Malley did not say that his hip was an issue. It happened 10 weeks ago. He was dealing with it through the fight camp. He said I'm not going to make excuses,
sucks, yeah.
but you have to think your hip being fucked would stop you from stopping takedowns. It all comes from here.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like in this area. So
that was a real letdown.
I commend him on that, but yeah, hey man, you got beat. You talk shit, you get beat. Unfortunately, people are going to talk shit about you. Shit.
To cap it off, I really do hope they go back to the Sphere. That was entertaining.
It was insane, dude.
Hell, man.
If you haven't got a chance, just go watch like a highlight reel of the shit they had on the screen, like the Aztec temples and like butterflies flying out of them and shit. Like, I mean, if you were on some hallucinogenics while watching that fight, it would have been a little intense.
Whoa!
But that would have been wild.
Look at the city editions of the Nuggets this year. What do you think? I've seen the Celtics too. The city editions for every city this year are
Show the
bogus.
screen.
This is the city edition for the Nuggets right now.
You can't really see it. You gotta get close. We'll post it.
Yeah,
It's a white jersey with like watercolor shit on the side.
No, it's not watercolor. It's like the landscape. You know what's the geography kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about?
My god,
Topography kind of thing.
Topography, yes.
Yeah, it's all right. But the city editions
We
for all the teams.
Want the old school rainbow Nuggets jerseys? Damn it!
Yep.
Just bring them back.
Yep.
All right,
Take the rainbow back.
Well,
all right. Let's real quick. We will run down MLB because
it's almost over, and we haven't been able to cover it that much.
I know,
Guys, you need to watch this more so that we can do this 2 to 3 times a week and get paid for it.
Yeah, that would be
because
nice.
we need more than one episode. Unfortunately, there's just so much to cover.
No, yeah, it's nuts.
We need an NFL. We need like an NFL episode. We need a regular sports episode. But until then,
because we like all the sports,
we're cramming it in there, guys. And unfortunately, we have to make cuts on the fly.
I was so pissed last night watching the Royals lose to the Tigers, dude. Bobby Witt had a grand slam.
I saw that.
Next, he's now
Grand Royal Slam.
He's now second in Royals franchise history with 4 grand slams, and he's only been there for like 3 years, dude. It's insane. insane.
You're talking about like George Brett.
Oh,
like
yeah.
all the legends.
He's tied with, I think, George Brett. Yeah, there's a few guys who tied with 4. But, dude, yeah, it was just bogus.
Crazy.
Seth Lugo had the loss. I was so pissed. But anyway, we're going to run down. I'll run down the American League. You run down the National League.
All right.
And you can hit your Rockies.
They're doing good, dude. Hey, we're not going to end up last. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's true. White
We've got
Sox.
that going for us.
All right. Unfortunately, in the East, the Yankees are first right now at 87-63. They're 3 games up on the Orioles. Down in the Central, you got the Guardians at 87-64. The Royals are 5 games back from them. It's going to be really tough to catch them. The Guardians are playing really good ball right now. And then in the West, you got the Astros at 81-69, 4 games up on the Mariners. And
Still banging them cans.
Yep. Now they've changed things up a little bit to where they've prevented that.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. But now in the National League, take it over, Chris.
I will, as we head to the East. The Philadelphia Phillies, with 90 wins and 60 losses, are in first place. In their last 10 games, they are 6-4. Behind them are the New York Mets, sitting there at 82-68. Moving into the Central, we have the Milwaukee Brewers at 87 wins and 63 losses. In their last 10 games
up, dude.
Yeah, 6-4 over the Chicago Cubs. The Cubbies sitting at 77-73, barely over 500 in the Central Division.
They're owning that division.
Yeah, 5-5 in their last 10. Moving into the West, where my Rockies, hang out, as the top 2 teams just spend tons of money, and the third place team is good as a mid-market team. But the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Dodgers, are in first place with 89 wins, 61 losses. They are 500 in their last 10 games. The San Diego Padres are 3 games back, 86-65, technically 3.5. They are 6-4 in their last 10 games, and the Diamondbacks, they're right behind them, 83-67, and my Rockies 58-93.
Yep.
I had to throw that in there.
Well done. All right.
The Rockies are terrible.
Baseball postseason is coming up.
And we will be hammering the postseason. There's just too much baseball, guys, and we don't have enough time. So if you want there to be more Fringe Fanatics time, like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all things. Damn it. We need it.
Yep.
But let us move into the Daily Dose of Excellence, which I'm going to kind of parlay a little bit with the penalty box.
Yeah, that's a good call.
On a penalty box at end of the Daily Dose of Excellence. Oh, my God, that was a little slurred.
You go to the box, 2 minutes by yourself, and you feel shame,
We should all feel shame at one point or another in our lives. But the Penguins should not feel shame, as they have more than likely locked down Sidney Crosby for the remainder of his career. They sign him to a 2-year, $17.4 million extension, which is a pretty hefty price for 2 years in terms of the NHL.
Yeah.
But what this is really going to parlay us into is what a great organization the Penguins actually are, because
this is cool.
Yeah. Before we do that, though, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. John Daly, is going to hit it hard, man.
Juno knows this time. Let's put a bow on it, Juno.
We're going to put a bow on it, Juno. Take it easy. Just smell the carpet. Long. Gone. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it hard. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We hit it hard each and every week. But you know who hits it hard every time he steps up to the tee box? That is Mr. John Daly himself. And that is why he is our mascot for the show and our mascot for all times. But the penalty box is going to parlay into the DDOE, because I think this is one of the coolest traditions in sports right now. As I hiccup.
I know. Get it out.
Okay. The Penguins players each and every year will surprise season ticket holders with in-person deliveries. Now, the thing is, you don't know who's going to deliver your tickets. Yeah. You don't really know until it happens. And this year, after on Monday, he signs his 2-year extension, basically making him a Penguin for life. I'm a little bit gutted by that because I was hoping that he would spend his last few years playing with Nathan McKinnon.
That's a pipe dream.
But it is. But here we are. That's what sports is all about, pipe dreams. But the captain made his first surprise visit of the day to the home of Heather and Josh Rogers in Adams Township. Crosby made sure to sign everyone's jerseys and also take some photos because each and every year the Penguins will visit the homes of season ticket holders and hand deliver the tickets. I mean,
that's pretty cool.
Could you imagine if Patrick Mahomes or any Chief showed up at your house?
Steele or something
Carson
like
Steele
that.
with his long, luscious locks like these.
It'd be like, Hannah, go to the back. I got this real quick.
Can I throw you a wide receiver screen real quick? No, it's super cool though because these players take the time to.
It's amazing
because I mean
they have lives.
They do have lives, but these people, you think about it. I mean, hockey's 82 games, man.
Yeah,
41 of those are at home. That's a lot of home games to buy tickets for. And these people are spending, a good chunk of their, salaries every year.
That's awesome.
In order to buy tickets. And I think it's a really nice thing to send the players out there to deliver those tickets and just show the appreciation from the organization, or if you're a Canadian, organization. Because if it wasn't for us, if it wasn't for the fans,
those
fringe,
diehard
the fanatics, the fringe fanatics, whatever you want to call them.
They might be on the other side of fringe.
If it wasn't,
those guys are diehard.
Those are diehards.
Yeah.
If you're willing to spend that chunk of change to go watch these guys play sports, something that gives them joy and pays them way more than you're going to make, and that gives you joy and makes you forget about what makes you not enough money to, live the life that the players are playing. It should be kind of like, reciprocated from the organization. I mean, there's not that often that the team gives you something back. So I think this is a really nice thing to help build community in the Pittsburgh area.
Oh, yeah.
And the Penguin fans, when you have Sidney Crosby show up to your door a mere few hours after signing his contract extension, that's going to keep him there for the rest of his career. So I hope more, sports organizations start taking after this and paying back to the fans who, you wouldn't be there if it wasn't for us.
Oh, yeah,
we didn't
definitely.
give a shit.
Yep.
Who would?
I mean, look at the Panthers. The Panthers are about to implode because their average ticket price right now is like $1.29.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's insane. Yeah. It's
just
with
how much
wild.
areas they have tarped off just because, to make it look like it's full.
It's sad. David Tepper needs to sell that team and let someone else take over because he's ruining that team.
Unfortunately.
But luckily, you got franchises like Pittsburgh Penguins that are stapled in, grandfathered in. It's a historic franchise, and doing stuff like this, I mean, that's what makes people want to buy season tickets.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's going to keep you coming back. Most, the major 4 sports teams, if you're looking to get, season tickets, you're on a waiting list.
Yeah.
So you should pay to those people who keep that waiting list waiting because they're the ones that are, the bread and butter of your organization. But
hats off.
Yeah, hats off. Cheers to the Pittsburgh Penguins, Sidney Crosby.
That's pretty cool.
Cheers to the Pittsburgh Pirates. We started the show with Pittsburgh Pirates, and we're ending with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
How do we start with the Pirates?
Honus Wagner.
Oh,
Pittsburgh
I didn't.
Pirate.
Yeah, nice. Well done.
Double
man.
down to Pittsburgh.
Damn, that's
how I
cool.
remembered that, I bungled saying it because there's a lot of P's.
I didn't even realize he played for the
But,
Pirates. That's cool.
Yes, so we're going full Pittsburgh. But this was a Titans show because Justin Graver was on.
Yep.
We appreciate him
Yes,
greatly.
thank you.
We appreciate each and every one of you. Chadley, I love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy. Good episode.
We love each and every one of you for tuning in each and every week, even if it's
Thank
just
you.
for a little bit, man. We love you guys. We wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you.
Yes.
We probably
Keep
still
listening.
would. We would because we like to hang out and drink. But cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Episode 101 in the books. We'll see you next week. Love you guys.
Farewell.
Toodles.